Government always gets bigger and accordingly more intrusive and controlling over citizens' lives. What is your suggestion on how we can rein in and reduce the size and scope of government?
Thank you. This question is right up my alley. As a graduate of Hillsdale College, I'm a firm believer in the enumerated rights of the Constitution. There is a critical misunderstanding with our representatives in Congress that believe that all government power is derived at the top. I believe that our rights are derived by God, and we come into a social compact and we agree to limit our rights in order to live together in a social compact, and we created the federal government. What I would do to restrict and limit is I would attack and defund the fourth branch of government that is involved in every area of our lives. All three branches of government are complicit in creating this fourth branch of government and pushing all responsibility and all accountability over to this fourth branch. Let them make the tough votes, the tough decisions. So guess what? We can get reelected every 2 years. It's not about serving us. It's about the next election. So attack the fourth branch of government and bring the power back to the states and the local governments.
I think I would have a couple main things to say on this question. And so first off, again, coming from my small business background, if for some reason a small business was in debt, you have to find a way to make some smart cuts to go ahead and get out of debt. And America, unfortunately, is in debt because of overspending or improper spending. And so I remember there was one time there was a story of a leader in a state who just simply went to the departments and said, give me a budget that's about 9/10 of what you have right now. And it was challenging. It wasn't easy. It didn't involve a trigonometric equation. It didn't involve something very complicated. It just involved making some tough choices to go ahead and make wise decisions financially. So I would care about finding ways to go ahead and be smart with our spending and pull back everywhere we can to go ahead and minimize but turn around the federal debt we have. On top of that, in the Constitution, in our first three articles, we have the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. And you know what? There is no fourth branch. There is no administrative state. And right now, the administrative state has taken up so much power away from people. We need to get back to the legislators making the laws. Thank you so much.
I'll speak to this from a federal level, but just to make a quick comment, there's a lot of overlap in the state and local governments in Illinois. From the federal level, we don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. So there are many ways that we can rein in the spending. I talked a little bit before about why it was so important that I had great personal financials. It's because I'll take that power of the purse from the U.S. House of Representatives that's bestowed on me, and I will treat it the same way that I treat my purse in my household for you. So the first thing I would do is I would completely defund and deregulate and get rid of the Department of Education because it's not an enumerated right. The next thing I would do is do a 10% reduction in all departments except for those that are anything with programs that relate to Medicaid, Medicare, and the aged, or the veterans. I'd pull back the $1.2 trillion that funds infrastructure.